So scaling back our own thoughts and beliefs about how hard something may be is super, super important when you're working with this population. What's up, everybody? Katie Barrett, online instructor with Up Fitness Internship, coming at you from Memphis, Tennessee, in my lovely garage gym to talk to you about how to train an obese, overweight, or deconditioned client. Now, the World Health Organization defines obese as a BMI, so body mass index, of greater than 30. Overweight is 25 to 29 BMI, and a deconditioned person is someone who has just been out of the gym and is not conditioned to work out, all right? So we're gonna start with our CCA. If you're unfamiliar with this, I teach programming every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, where we talk a lot about CCA programming, all right? So CCA stands for core accessory. Not necessarily this core, but our core patterns of movement: squat, hinge, unilateral, horizontal push, horizontal pull, vertical push, vertical pull, transitional, and jumps, okay? So normally when we program, we have a core pattern, followed by an accessory, which is a single jointed movement like a bicep curl or a tricep extension, all right? But when we're dealing with the population who's obese, deconditioned, or overweight, we have to handle it a little bit differently for several reasons, okay? We have to remember that we are fitness professionals, we are in shape, we are highly conditioned in most cases, but most of our clients are not. So scaling back our own thoughts and beliefs about how hard something may be is super, super important when you're working with this population. Most of the time they're gonna be pretty intimidated to even walk into the gym is a really big deal for them. So kind of tapping into our empathetic side, even though trainers are, a lot of us are hardcore and yeah, work through the pain is weakness leaving the body. Like, okay, we need to put all of that aside and have a little bit of empathy, put ourselves in their shoes, how they're feeling mentally and physically. This is a big step for them. So we need to celebrate these little wins for us, but big wins for our clients, okay? So the first thing I wanna say is if you're at a corporate gym, generally people are gonna drive there and they're gonna walk in from the parking lot. So this is a really good opportunity for you to observe your client. Are they completely winded and out of breath? Like, was that walk from the car to the gym literally a workout for them? And in most cases, it's going to be. They're going to be winded. So we have to just observe what we're seeing, okay? Our visual cues, are they sweating? Are they red? Are they talking? Are they completely out of breath? Are they gasping for air? Okay, these are some cues that maybe we need to just really slow it down, okay? Of course, what's their experience level in the gym? And are you, as a trainer, being receptive and empathetic to your clients? Like, personally, I had to work very hard on tapping into my empathetic self because I don't really have an empathetic bone in my body, but training people of different skill levels has really helped me develop and actually see, you know, what's out there. And let me tell you, looking around, this is going to be a problem that is going to get bigger over the years, okay? So this is what a normal core accessory workout is going to look like. We have our 1, A, and B, and when it's written like this, it's generally signifying that you're going to go from exercise 1 to exercise A to exercise B, and we're going to do that 3 times, okay? And then we're going to move on to the second set once this set is completed. Now, what we want to emphasize is most obese or deconditioned or overweight people are not going to be able to make it through an entire CCA, okay? This generally with a Gen Pop client who has a little bit of experience in the gym will take about an hour exactly, okay? But when we're working with this special population, we need to be able to take out certain exercises and regress it to who we're working with. So I always say, don't train the program, train the client that is in front of you using all of these cues, okay? So I've started out with our squat pattern in a body weight squat. Of course, we know we have to be able to regress this if possible, or if needed rather. So this body weight squat may be a little bit tough for someone who's carrying extra weight on their body. Remember, their joints are probably going to be hurting. They're not used to getting into certain movement patterns. So we may need to regress this body weight squat to like a bench squat, a little bit higher, or even simply a stand up, okay, where they're literally sitting on a bench and they stand up several times. Normally with our CCA, we're in a 12 to 15 rep range for that first month to strengthen connective tissue, build up the ligaments and tendons, and encourage movement competency. But with these clients, we may only be at 8 to 10 reps to get started, okay? We don't want to overload that client so much that they're discouraged from coming back or that they're embarrassed because they could not do the reps that you have programmed. So using all these cues, go ahead and just observe, and being a great trainer, you're gonna be able to say, okay, well, this is too hard, so we're just gonna regress it for the next one. Of course, not saying that out loud, keeping that in our head. If you have access to a landmine, we're going to be doing a landmine press. You can do that standing to engage the core a little bit more. I like to do a staggered stance with that, or you could do it seated if it's just too much for that client, depending on their weight. And then I've got them going into an elevated plank, okay? So we could even be here, you know, 24 to 36 inches high, like just depending on what your client can do. So if this ends up being too hard, we may just cross out this accessory, and we may just cross out that second core pattern of movement, okay? I usually keep my programs on Microsoft Word, and I'll do like where you can put the line through the word so that I know that we did not complete that exercise, so we remember to revisit that next workout, okay? Then we're gonna go into our second set with a step up. Now, of course, we don't wanna throw our client on a 12-inch box, okay? So I'm thinking a plate, those thick rubber plates, or a couple of plates stacked up, or some lower surface, maybe 6 inches, to get our client started. We want to make sure that that surface is stable for our client, okay? One big thing with this is to not let your client slam down on that down foot, because that's going to be a lot of weight coming down on their joints and on their ligaments and tendons, okay? So a low step up, any type of range that's going to fit that client will be good reps. Into a banded lat pull down and tricep extensions. Once again, if we're seeing that our client is completely gassed, we're going to start off crossing off this core pattern movement, and maybe we're just doing this core pattern and this accessory. Okay, so we have a multi-jointed exercise into a single jointed exercise. Okay, so you have several options here to regress. Then we're going to move to floor bridges. All right, no weight on this just yet, just getting them moving. Chances are the last time they laid on the floor may have been a while. So we want to just keep that probably no weight for like the first couple of weeks. But once again, training the client in front of you. And since we're already on the floor, I've added a dumbbell floor press into leg raises with bent knees. So basically they're going to be laying on the floor with bent knees. All we're having them do is raise their knees up just a little bit, all right? Teaching them how to squeeze their core, keep that back flat on the ground, all right? If this is too much, we may cross off this core pattern and just stick with this core pattern and this accessory. So they may not have been able to complete this entire workout that first week, but in a month, they may be able to complete the entire workout. And then you have to highlight that win to your client, and you say, remember a month ago you couldn't get through this whole workout, or you walked through the parking lot and you were winded when you got here, but now look, we just completed all these exercises and you did it, right? So making sure to highlight those wins. If you have any questions about programming, shoot me a message on Instagram at abovethebar.fitness. You can also shoot me a message through email, katie@showupfitness.com. And if you are not an intern, if you're not a member of Show Up Fitness, go ahead and get signed up or send me a DM and I will send you a link to my class every Wednesday. All right, I hope y'all found this helpful. Have a great day.